My name is Josilyn Vassau, and I am a communications student with an emphasis in PR, and I'm graduating December 2016. I didn't initially plan on going to UVU. As a senior in high school, I didn't know where I wanted to go. Around December, I decided to go to Utah State, and I even went up and toured the campus, looked at places to live, and talked with friends and decided to become roommates. And weeks, even months later, I didn't feel great about that decision, and that's when I decided to go to UVU. So for me, there weren't really any logistics. It just was what felt right, and it was. This was a difficult decision for me as well. I switched my major 4 times in the span of my UVU career. I started with psychology, I then went to hospitality management, then marketing, and then communications. It was quite the journey, but honestly I wouldn't change it for anything. I learned a ton about people and how they think and react to things in psychology, and that has so much to do with PR. And in hospitality management, it's all about making people happy, and that's a huge part of public relations as well. And then marketing and PR are very similar, and so I was able to relate a lot of things I learned in marketing and apply them to what I was learning in PR. And so I think each thing I studied helped just a little bit in my studies doing communications and PR. The story of how I actually chose communications is kind of funny. To preface this story, my mom is a hairstylist, and so one day while she was with her clients, the conversation must have came up that I was not happy with where I was at and what I was studying, and her client said, "Do you know what Jocelyn would be so good at? Communications." And my mom called me later that evening and told me that story and conversation, and a light bulb switched on for me like that, and I knew that's what I wanted to do. Neither of us remember who that client was, but I owe her my life. When I finally switched over my major to communications, I was sitting there with my advisor, and she said, "What emphasis do you want to have?" And I didn't even know there were options at the time. So she listed the 3 of them, and I ended up choosing PR just because I thought it sounded the most like me. But to be honest, I didn't know much about it at all. I feel like I went from 0 to 100 really quick because of my incredible professors in the classes there, and because of PRSSA. I learned so much from the people surrounding me. And so I guess the answer to that question would be that my understanding of PR went from almost nothing to a real-life professional throughout the years at UVU. At first it went from very, very broad classes to super concentrated classes. I started with classes such as interpersonal communications, global communications, things like that are super broad and cover a wide spectrum of things. And then you narrow it down, and then I was in classes like PR writing and case studies and campaigns where you solely focus on things related to PR. I think my most concentrated class is this one that I'm in right now, and it's Capstone, where I literally take everything I've learned in all my classes and directly apply it in real life situations. I am so excited to answer this question. Whenever people would ask me what I wanted to do with PR after graduation, or what my dream job was, I would always respond saying that I wanted to do PR in the beauty industry. And as graduation was creeping up on me and I was stressing about finding a job, I was literally applying to anything and everything I could find related to PR or even marketing. And I never expected to get a job in the beauty industry right off the bat, but I did. And I am now the junior marketing manager for Bella Lash. They provide all the eyelash extensions and supplies for those that do eyelash extensions. So it's a business-to-business ordeal, and it's been awesome. I'm on a higher salary than I could have ever imagined, and it's full-time, so it's a little hard balancing school and work, but it's been amazing. And so I can honestly say finding my dream job before graduation has been my greatest accomplishment at UVU. My recommendation would be to really apply yourself and not just go through the motions. There were a few classes where I just went through the motions, and I regret that 100%. Each class you take is designed so specifically to build on top of what you learn, and so there were many things I should have known in later classes that I had to go back and look it up, and I wouldn't recommend doing that at all. Don't make my mistake and be all in. All or nothing. Well, I plan on continuing to work at Bella Lash for as long as I possibly can. They're a newer company and they are growing at a phenomenal rate. The eyelash industry is booming right now, and so it's so fun to be a part of that. I feel like I'm growing individually as well as watching the company grow and being a part of that. So I love working there, and I would love to work there as long as I can ride it out. And if another opportunity arises, I would hope that it's still in the beauty industry, because it's what I love, and I think it's so important to love what you're promoting in PR. Thank you.